Um, let's hold on Alabama. What do we think of Missouri? I'm surprised nobody said Missouri.
Oh man, Missouri.
Yeah,
I really think OU is going to be. I think doesn't OU play Missouri? Yes, they do. But yeah, I think they'll drop that one. They play Boston College, who beat Florida State. And Boston, if they don't beat the crap out of Boston College, they're frauds.
Okay. But are they frauds now, Derek? Are you calling them a fraud now?
I can't make the assessment yet. They have beat Murray State 51-0 and
They do
Buffalo
look pretty good.
38-0.
Yeah.
No one has scored on
Scored.
them. Okay?
Yep. Yep.
So, I mean, no.
Yeah.
hey, even going back to last year, right? Even that bowl game against Ohio State, they had a very solid defensive team. They played a really, really good defensive game. The offense both ways was very sloppy. I
Yeah.
think they had a lot of talent that returned this year. Luther Burden, Heisman candidate. He's a solid player. I think that they're. I think they're legit. I like their
Mhm.
defense, and I think
Mhm.
defense wins championships, right?
Yeah, I
Yep.
think they're legit too, but I think that they're gonna look more legit because of how soft of a schedule they have. And we're gonna pull that up real quick. So Missouri, their big games, Boston College this next week, as Derek was saying that this will be kind of a test. They also play Alabama. They play at Alabama. They play against OU. And
Skipping
after
over
that,
Auburn too. Auburn's not a bad football team.
Auburn looked pretty bad last week. They got
I
Don't
like
smacked.
to,
sleep on them.
I like to
Auburn,
categorize
yeah, Auburn
Auburn as
lost
a
to
okay team.
Cal. Auburn lost to Cal at home last week. But I
That's
agree with
Mhm.
you,
okay.
Jacob. Like, do not underestimate Hugh Freeze. I agree. Um, but like, if you look at this schedule, like, really, Mizzou has a. I mean, Boston College is not going to be ranked for long. They're ranked number 24, but they really only got the hype because they beat Florida State, and then because they won after that. Yeah, that's
If
the
it
thing
came
is.
to it, would you put a two-loss Mizzou team in over a two-loss Notre Dame?
Okay, so let's pick the
No.
losses. Who are the losses to?
Oh, I mean, yes.
Bama and OU.
Bama and OU. If they lose to Bama and OU, those are the two best teams that they play. Um,
I was gonna
I
say, does
just
that
don't.
show that
I
they can't
don't
really
like
win a ranked
rewarding
game?
a team that beats everybody that they should and then loses to the best teams on their schedule. In the SEC, I think 10-year in. I just don't think that the committee is going to leave a 10 win SEC out, even if they don't deserve it. Like, I don't think, because that would mean that if the rankings stay about what they're at right now on the schedule, the only ranked opponent outside of Bama and OU that Mizzou plays is Boston College. And we all don't think Boston College is going to stay ranked. That would
No.
be Missouri's best win. Arkansas, we don't know how they're going to do. Auburn, we don't know how they're going to do. A&M, we don't really know what they're going to do. Those are going to be Missouri's wins. So
Mhm.
I would hate it, but I think they would. I think they would get in with 10. I think 10 you're in for an SEC school.
That's not true. I'm sorry. That's not true.
Well, you can't have too many 10 win SEC teams because they
it's
all play
not
each
that.
other.
Let's say they beat Boston College. Let's say they lose to Texas A&M, who's just on the cuffs of being back in the top 25.
So you're not doing the Bama
And
OU. You're not doing the Bama OU
no,
route.
no, no. You're saying no. I'm not saying. I think they wait take one of those. I think they take
So that
Alabama.
would be different. If they win one of those, I think they deserve to get in. What I'm saying is if they lose their two best games, they're not going to deserve it, but they're going to get in. That's my take on it.
But yeah, well, that's not well. Here, let's put that scenario in. They lose to Alabama. They lose to Oklahoma. They win
Okay.
every game. Somehow Texas A&M makes it back in the top 25 by the time they get in. Now they got to win
Okay.
over Boston College. Now they got to win over Texas A&M.
Yeah.
Let's say Arkansas somehow makes a miracle run. You know,
We'll
that's not
see. I'm
happening.
not saying anything. I'm not
We
saying
shouldn't talk
anything.
about it because it's just not happening.
Just,
The day Arkansas makes a run is the day that I just
There's
never watch
no
college
way,
football.
dude. There's no way that Arkansas has a good run. There's no way, man.
No, see,
They're
I know what
trying.
you're trying to do here, Ross, and it's not going to work.
There's no way that Arkansas has a really good season, man. There's no
You
way.
know what? You know what? We're like the big brothers to Arkansas, Texas, Ohio State,
To
and
be
they
a
got the
big
little
brother,
baby
you've got
brother.
to beat us the recent times that you've played.
You know,
I think I don't even know if Ohio State's played Arkansas.
Yeah, our Ohio State beat them in a bowl game in like 2010 or something.
hmm
Okay, so let's clarify here for the playoff. Who outside of is it a Power 4 or are they sticking with a Power 5? Did they make that adjustment
they're
officially?
doing it. They didn't say Power Four or Power Five. They said the best five conference champions will get automatic bids.
It's still 5. They're sticking with 5.
The top four will get the top four seeds. The fifth seed will not be the fifth seed, but the fifth best conference will get in,
But
and
not have a
then
bye.
go in. Yeah,
But okay, so that would mean SEC, Big 10, Big 12, ACC, and then who's 5? Have they announced who 5 is?
I might be wrong on that one. I might actually be wrong. I think it'd be
I
four,
think it's
but no.
Derek?
I think it's a non-Power 5 conference champion.
Yeah, that's right. But my pick, the thing is, my pick
Oh,
was
okay.
Texas State. My pick was Texas State because they
Texas
got the
State.
James Madison quarterback who did really well. He transferred to Texas. Come to find out, a lot of
Texas
his
State.
buddies from James Madison went to Texas State, and they literally chopped that team up, who did really good last year,
Yeah.
and put a lot of James Madison people in that team. So I was thinking, okay, Texas State might actually make it. No one's talking about it. But
Mm-hmm.
they lost to Arizona State. I
Yep.
was at that game. It was
They had to
horrible.
win.
They were up 21-7. They were about to score 28-7, but the penalties killed them. And that's why they lost. They
Dude,
can't
that's
have
yeah.
penalties.
In the depth, man, is the thing with it is teams like Texas State, they just don't have the depth behind their first strings. Arizona has depth. They can put their second string guys when their first string guys are tired. Their second string guys can go in there and still make an impact. Where Texas State, there's going to be a big drop off, and they're just
Mhm.
not going to be able to compete all the way through. And that was a good example of it. And that's why those G5 teams or whatever they're
Mm,
just
I
not going to
mean,
be able to
I'm still
compete at the same level.
they're still the favorite to win the Sun Belt, I think.
Right, but
But
they're not going to get in with one loss.
yeah,
No,
unless somebody really
they had
screws
to
up.
win out to get in.
Yeah. So what if we
But
don't
yeah,
have any team win out? Like what if none of these Sun Belts, none of these
there
other
has to be. There has
can
to
they
be.
still put in a G5 if they don't win out?
It's part of the rules. You have to have one G5 that's the top ranking G5 in the
So
champion in the
Memphis
playoff.
plays Florida State this weekend.
Yep, and
Memphis
that's
is
my pick.
they're a candidate right there.
Right. And what if
They
Memphis
have a
drops
really
it?
good team.
And they still get in. You got Boise. They're claiming that Boise State
You
is going to get in
you
with
got
one
you
loss.
did you do the same thing. You look at the Power Five. You look at their strength of schedule, and you
Man,
pick the best
dude,
team
this
from
year's
there.
going to be
That's what you're
so
gonna do.
crazy. There's going to be some drama at the end of this one. There is going to be
You know where there's going to be drama.
Hmm.
The first round of the playoffs. That's where there's going to be drama. You have a
Dude,
lot of
I am so
you
ready
play
to see
at
some
home games.
upsets in this. Oh my
I
gosh.
think you're going to.
Oh
It's
my
great.
gosh, that
Yeah,
would be so awesome. Just see like a Texas just get knocked out in the first round. Like
That would be
they
great.
will be in the
Love
first
it.
round.
Yeah,
They won't.
I think out of the SEC team. Well, I don't know if they beat Georgia in the SEC championship. I don't think they do.
I think they're gonna flip flop. So I think that the Texas is gonna beat Georgia and in Austin, and then whenever they play again in Atlanta, that Georgia will beat them. That's my prediction. That's what I think is going to happen.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. You want to be the number one seed because guess what? This is the first time it's happening. In the
Yeah.
semifinals, the top ranked seed gets to pick the location, either Miami
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
or Dallas. Guess what? What happens if Ohio State gets number one seed and Georgia all of a sudden has to play Texas in the semifinal? Where do you think Ohio State's going to go? No, they're not going to go to Dallas. They're going to go to Miami because they want to see Georgia lose because they think they could beat Texas. Am I right?
I think
Okay.
Ohio State thinks they could beat Georgia too.
No,
Ohio State
really.
would probably want to play Georgia again.
Which one do you think
Yeah.
would you rather see? Ohio State rather see? Would it be Georgia or Texas?
I don't know, honestly. I mean, if you look at the game when Ohio State played Georgia previously, right? That was Ohio State's game the whole time, right? I understand the
Mhm.
rosters are different,
Yeah.
but they're both loaded with talent this year too, probably just as equally as that year.
Yeah.
For Georgia, Ohio State was a nightmare. They were a passing nightmare. But the thing is, actually, I think they would rather see Texas because Ohio State's a very run-heavy team this year with that backfield they have. We got Trevion Henderson, Quinshon Judkins. You have James People, the freshman. He's a stud. Georgia has a solid run defense, so I think
Well,
they'd probably
Texas
rather
does
see
too.
Texas try to.
Texas has
Yeah,
a
but
solid run defense.
Georgia has a better run defense.
I don't
Hmm.
know.
Either way, they both do have good run defenses.
Actually, Georgia
Either
and
way,
Texas they're built pretty similar.
it's not a great matchup. I don't think for Ohio State either way. Quite frankly, at this very
Yeah.
moment, I don't think they've. What am I trying to say? I don't think that they've solidified their passing game enough at this point in time enough to say that they are a deep threat.
Mm.
Mm.
It's not like last year. It's not like any years prior. We have the
Yeah.
true freshman Jeremiah Smith. He's very good, but he is a true freshman, and the receiving core around him is it's not what you typically see at Ohio State, in my opinion.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. Well, okay, so this is going to be the final clip. And let's go over the Boston. Sorry, we just went over that one. Let's go over the Oregon and Oregon State game. And then we'll finish on the Notre Dame at Purdue.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, then let's look at the Oregon State. So Oregon is favored by 17. Oregon State's 2-0.
Yeah.
Where's it
they beat
at?
Idaho. At least they beat Idaho State 38-15. Unlike the other Idaho.
Dude, Oregon State's at home.
Yeah.
Why is Oregon favored by 17?
All lie.
Dude, I'm gonna take plus 17 Oregon State, man.
No.
What were you saying, Jacob?
Oregon has a lot of talent. That's why they're gonna be favored there by 17, even at Oregon State. I think. Oregon still has a lot of depth. They're still a very talented team.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'll be close.
You know,
I don't think it'll be 17 points, but
I do too. I think plus 17 Oregon State.
yeah, you gotta look at the records here. Okay, the records say everything, especially who they play. Okay, you got Idaho State, who they beat 38-15. You go
Are
over
you
to
talking
the
about
Oregon
Oregon
side.
State? Are you talking about Oregon State or Oregon right now?
Or Oregon State beat Idaho State
Yeah.
38-15. You go to the Oregon side, and you see Oregon beat Idaho 24-14. Now, I don't know the comparison between those teams, but it's still bad. Okay. Now they got a good Boise State team who they almost lost to. It should never been
Yeah.
that close if
And
they're
Boise
ranked
does look
9.
good. Boise does look good.
But you know what? Oregon State shut out their next team, and it's not a shabby team, but they
Yeah.
shut them out, San Diego State. You know, I think they go high on that one into Oregon. That got 'em motivated. Say, hey, we can do this.
Yeah.
I think they're going to go in there. I think it's going to be close by a C. Oregon State winning by a field goal.
Okay.
That's a take. That's a take.
Yeah, I respect that take. I don't think Oregon State's going to win it, but it'd be cool if they did. But I do think that they keep it closer. I don't think Oregon was on our fraud list, so for top 10 frauds. So yeah, the points Oregon State possibly. Could you guys see an upset here? Like how upset alert are we on this one?
The way they've been
I could
playing,
see
I
an
think
upset.
good chance. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
keep an eye on it.
I think it's a close game, and I think either team could pull away with it.
Yeah. Okay. Then let's move to the final one. Let's do Notre Dame at Purdue. Notre Dame is a 7.5-point favorite. What?
Boilermakers.
Oh,
You-
dude, I'm
you-
taking
this is
Purdue money or not money line, but spread all day on this one. Notre Dame's got to prove it to me. Hey, wait, Notre Dame's still ranked? They're 18. I thought they got knocked out of the rankings.
No.
no, they
They
were
beat
ranked like
OSU.
number 10 or something.
Okay. So they're still ranked. Okay. Um, why are they still ranked?
Why is LSU ranked then? So I say, why is LSU
LSU
ranked?
did not lose to who did Notre Dame lose to again? Northern Iowa.
Yeah, but
Or
they
Northern
lost to
Illinois, sorry.
LSU.
Illinois. Northern Illinois. Um
By the way, could be another playoff team right there. That might help, depending on how Notre Dame plays out and how well Northern Illinois does in their season.
is anybody taking Notre Dame? Cuz I'm not.
Uh,
Like the Boilermakers.
Yeah.
You have two teams there in Indiana. You're going to have I think it's going to be a really, really tough environment.
Yeah.
Being an Ohio State fan and seeing those Ohio State games when they do play at Purdue, not an easy place to play. They're just known for their upsets, in my opinion, and I think Purdue comes out on top.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you really think Notre Dame's losing 2 in a row to some Purdue team? They just got humiliated. They got humiliated by Northern Illinois. You know they're
Okay,
kind of
Derek.
random till they puked. Okay? They don't want that to happen again. Okay?
And he's going to
Hey,
run them till they puke again next week once they lose this
no, it's not going to happen. You know why I'm going to say this? They beat Texas A&M. They lose to Northern Illinois, but you know what the difference is? They have 2 games under their belt. You know who doesn't have 2 games under their belt? Guess what? Purdue. And yes, they did shut out their team 49-0. But guess what? It's Indiana State. I've never heard of Indiana State unless it's basketball. And you know what? I don't even think I've heard of Indiana State in basketball either. But my point is, Notre Dame is going to go in there. They're not just going to win by the spread. They're going to win by more than the spread. It's not going to be by much. I think it's going to be by 14-point lead, 13-point lead, somewhere around there.
I have a quick question, if I may. Just it's not college football. You said you haven't heard of Indiana State in basketball.
Yeah.
I've heard.
Do you know the great Larry Bird? Do you know who that is?
Yes, I do. But I was born when he was at Indiana State. So guess what?
I'm just saying that's how I know of Indiana State is because of Larry Bird.
Yeah, that's probably the only reason why somebody would know Indiana State.
That's the only
Yeah.
reason
Because of
anyone
Larry.
knows Indiana State. I agree, but at the same time, I also don't know who the heck Northern Illinois is.
Yeah.
So you kind of have that argument both ways. Notre Dame played NIU. I've seen them a few times way back when Ohio State played them and or paid to play them.
That is true. But you
Yeah.
know, 2 games. That's all I got to
At
break
home,
down.
at Notre Dame. mind you.
Yeah, they're not going to make that same mistake again because aren't they at Purdue this time?
Yeah, they're at Purdue this
And
time.
they're at Purdue.
Okay, then they're going to go into Purdue. They're going to have a crowd that might. You know what? I take that back. I think they'll be slightly under the. I think
Spread.
they'll win by 10 instead because
Oh,
they are
okay.
in
So you're still
Purdue.
beating the spread.
I was
You-
no. I'm under the spread now because
No,
they're
it's
at
7.5.
Purdue. It's 10 and a
What
half.
time's that game at?
Mine says 7.5.
Oh wait. Oh wait, yeah. It's 7 and a half. No. I say 10. Yeah, 10. Okay, yeah. I'm above the spread.
Is this a afternoon? Is this at night?
2:30.
Okay.
Yeah, the only reason I said
Just
10 and a
say-
half because it opened up at 10 and a half.
Yeah.
If it was under the lights at Purdue, I don't think they'd stand
you
a chance.
can tell
but
from that movement from 10.5 to 7.5 that everybody's hammering Purdue. I just, dude, like Derek, Purdue did your Missouri thing. They blanked somebody,
Yes, they did.
and you're
But they
taking the
only
other
played.
team.
Because they have one game under their belt.
Let me ask
and
you,
Notre
Derek,
Dame has two.
if Purdue shuts out Notre Dame, are they winning the national championship?
I was gonna
No,
ask
it's
him
not
the
three.
same thing.
It's not, no, it's not happening, first of all. Second of all, it's not three shutouts in a row.
I was gonna
Okay?
ask him the same thing. Yeah, so Derek, if Purdue shuts out Notre Dame,
It's not happening.
and then Missouri shuts out South Carolina, or wait, no, who's Missouri playing?
South Carolina.
No, that's LSU. Who is Missouri playing again? Boston College. Who wins
Boston
that
College.
national championship between Purdue and Missouri?
Well, obviously, Missouri. It'll be the NIT of national championships
Oh man.
at the bowl game.
We're just messing with you, Derek. Y'all
Yeah.
got to check out the other
Yeah.
clip where Derek, on our last clip, Derek was picking Missouri if they shut out Boston College to win a natty. So we're giving him crap for it if Purdue gets two shutouts. That Purdue is going to be in that national championship hunt too.
And by the way, that was not going to happen. I was just saying if it does, because no one shuts out three teams in a row and started out 3-0 like
Dude,
that.
I
That
hope they
does
do,
not
man.
happen.
I hope they do. Now that this is going on, I want Missouri to get one more shutout just to see what Derek responds if he's going to stick to that national championship rhetoric over here. Is he going to stick to it?
Yeah. Actually, I want Mizzou to shut them out as well at this point.
Oh
I'm
my
hoping for it.
God. Oh,
Because
Yeah.
then I'm ready for Missouri to have 2 losses come the end of the season, not make the CFP. They're not national champions.
oh
Mhm.
man. That's funny.
Yeah, I think they shut them out. They do make the playoffs.
Okay.
Because
Well,
it's not who
you
it's not who
you
they
said they're
play.
going to win the natty.
It's not who they play. It's how they did it, and it tells a lot about a team by shutting three teams out in three in a row. It tells a lot about their defense. It tells them that
You're talking about
maybe people are,
Mizzou.
maybe Missouri.
Okay.
People are seeing Missouri in more different light. If that happens, they say, well, maybe this defense is actually pretty good. Maybe they can withhold against some of these teams in the SEC.
Yeah,
You
we'll see. Yeah. We'll see, but maybe you're onto something, Derek. I think that they would be definitely in the driver's side to definitely get into the playoff. Winning a natty, no. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I mean, these are fun, so we'll see. But yeah, if we
That's
have some
staying in, by
multiple
the way.
shutouts, dude, I just cannot wait for the reactions because Ohio and Jacob and I, we're just gonna go at you, man. We are
Hold
gonna
up.
go at you.
He's mocking me, yell at my dogs right now. I saw it.
Oh man.
Dude, this mini dachshund will not stop barking, and she is the most annoying dog out there.
All right.
But Tucker, who you all saw on the previous clip, he's a sweetheart. He's the best.
Yeah, he's a good boy. I
Yeah.
guess with that, let's move on to the next ones, boys.